guys know him. He is known as the Online SuperCoach. He's also an author, a speaker, and really just one of the coolest guys I've ever met. Put your hands together, Mr. AJ Mihrzad!
How you guys doing tonight? Good. All right. So like Matt said, I'm known as the Online SuperCoach, but please forgive me. I left my cape in the cleaners. But I made sure to wear a fresh pair of underwear just for you. Nice. Now, who in here is from New York? All right. One more time, let's make a loud New York welcome. How you doing? Yes, absolutely. So I'm the only native New Yorker at this show. In fact, the other guys are flying from different parts of the world just to be here. Now, New York crowds are known to be rough. In fact, once I did comedy at Greenwich Village, and this lady started heckling me. She was sitting right over there. She started saying, "Boo! Boo, you suck! Get off the stage! You're horrible! You're not funny!" And I said, "Relax, Mom. I'm doing my best." Seriously though, I worked really long and hard on this routine. I was in here an hour ago, just writing it, practicing my jokes, testing, and this lady overheard me. She came up and said, "Wow, you're really funny. You should be up there on that stage." I said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, sweeping it." Thanks, Mom. So it boggles my mind, being a New Yorker, the cost of things here. It cost me damn near $200 just to be here. Now, back in the day, a bunch of Indians sold Manhattan for $13 in beads and trinkets. Nowadays, it costs double that to go see your grandma in the Boogie Down Bronx. You may not realize this, but I'm a hardcore introvert. In fact, I'm a homebody. I never leave the house. But back in the day, I used to go out a lot, and I did a lot of drugs. I'm not proud of it, but I'm being honest. Anyone in here do drugs? Woo! All right. You, man, you look like you shoot some heroin. Okay, maybe you smoke a little crack just to start the day. No judgment. So, I'm not fond of this, but I'll be raw and honest with you. I did all types of drugs, but one of the worst things I did was cat tranquilizer. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not a cat. So I was out partying one night, consuming drugs. Wasn't my proudest moment. And a bunch of my friends and I went to Taco Bell the next day. We couldn't sleep. So imagine this scene. Taco Bell, Sunday at noon. We were hungry. We couldn't sleep. I decided to order a burrito. Now, I don't know if it was the burrito or the cat tranquilizer, but it reactivated everything. And next thing I know, I'm overdosing on the floor of Taco Bell. I was revived by paramedics while people were eating the after-church chalupas. Now, if an overdose doesn't make you get your shit together, I don't know what will. After some time, I learned my lesson. I'm kind of hard-headed. Took me a few overdoses, a week in a coma, but I finally got it. And I'm going to be really serious here. Any parents in the room? All right. Parents, you need to talk to your kids about drugs. They'll probably get you a better deal. So, over time of getting my shit together, I became an online coach, best-selling author, and a professional speaker. In fact, I was inducted in the Fitness Hall of Fame for bringing online coaching to my industry. This may not seem like it, but I was very overweight growing up. I had it all. Chipmunk cheeks, boy boobies, and a big old belly. Nothing is more demeaning than a man growing a pair of titties. Honestly, For how chubby I was, I looked like I should have been in the Donut Eating Hall of Fame. Over time, I started to talk about building an online business. And those of you who are familiar with sales and building a business, what is the number one quality that helps a sale go through? Who would be kind enough to yell out something?
Handsome. Likability.
Likability.
Trust.
Trust. Okay, there you go. Trust. So one thing I love to talk about is how business is similar to dating. All right? Trust is a key factor. There's a great book called The Speed of Trust on speeding up any transaction, whether it's sales or it's sex. So I'm going to give you guys a great analogy that'll teach you about sales. All right. Let's say there's a dude in here, and he's very needy, okay? And these 4 words are one thing to understand. Needing nothing attracts everything, right? Being needy is very repulsive. So imagine there's a guy in here that's trying to get laid, and he goes up to every single woman, and he says, hey, you want to have sex? You want to have sex? How about you? Your sister, she want to have sex? You with the limp. How about the one with the lazy eye? Would that work? Right? Ladies inside, if you were to give this man one piece of advice to get laid, what would you tell him?
Don't try so hard.
Don't try so hard. Don't be so needy. Yes? Anyone else want to impart some wisdom? Be yourself. Chill out. There's a lot of great things, and a lot of it is trustability, as I mentioned. There's a term in online marketing called know, like, and trust. It goes in sales. It goes in sex. That's the speed that speeds it up. So one thing I want to talk about now is the concept of neediness. Imagine if you're dating a guy and he's texting you every 2 seconds. How are you? How's your day? Do you miss me? I miss you. How would that make you feel?
Awful.
Awful. Exactly. Exactly. Needing nothing attracts everything. So, going on the subject of sex, I'm going to talk about a recent trip I had to Dubai. Who's been to Dubai in here? All right, quite a few. The place is breathtaking. The architecture, the skyscrapers, unlike anywhere I've ever seen. Out of all the things I saw, the greatest sight was a sugar daddy who gets cropped out of the Instagram model's photos. Speaking of social media, we have a term, it's called the AW. Who knows what AW stands for? It's called an attention whore. Okay? So in the fitness industry, there's a lot of attention whores, and I'll give you an example of what I saw recently. So I often see on my social media a beautiful blend of inspiration and softcore porn. Just the other day, I saw the most beautiful photo. It was this woman who put up Bible verses, and she had spread butt cheeks. It's fascinating how some of these people find creative ways to show off their assets. I saw this other photo. It kind of bogged my mind. I was kind of confused because this one was bent over, head between the legs, and said, "How do you like my new hair color?" But here's an honest question. Do you think social media is helping or hurting relationships?
Hurting.
Yes. Even though we're so connected, we're more disconnected than ever. When you run into an old friend, a lot of times they'll say to you, "Hey, we should hang out sometime." You should say, "Hey, how about we hang out right now?" and watch them panic. There is a successful formula to do really well on social media. It's called the Kardashian formula. 2 things. Top model beauty with bottom of the gutter morals. And here's another thing to keep private, right? Especially if you're posting publicly. 3 things to keep private. Number 1, your income. Number 2, your love life. And number 3, your genitals. I was hanging out with my friend the other day, and out of nowhere, she puts her phone in my face. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? It looked like a diseased anteater. Next thing I know, it's a dick pic. Now, I don't know what goes through the mind of a dude that DMs a picture of his penis to a woman. Never in my life have I sent an unsolicited dick pic. Honestly, you'll never hear a love story where a woman says, oh my God, I knew he was going to be the man of my life the moment he sent me a picture of his penis. That's when I knew he was going to be the father of my children. It does not work. And talking about relationships, it's actually funny. People think that I'm married, but this is actually an Oura ring. It is a sleep and activity tracker. It also does a great job of repelling good women. So the biggest thing I see are drama queens on social media. You know, oftentimes people say they want to quit Facebook. I'm deleting my Facebook. I'm out of here. I'm done. That's my biggest frustration. That annoys me so much. People that want to quit Facebook, it's like the adult equivalent of running away from home. We know you do it for attention, and we know you're coming back. Another thing that annoys me are shared Facebook accounts. Whenever I see a joint Facebook account, the first thing that pops on my mind is, who cheated on who? Nothing says trust issues like a shared Facebook account. So, those of you may not realize, but I am a repressed rapper. Yes, I freestyle rap in my spare time. It really helps me get me out of my shell. And I would love your cooperation on a little exercise, something I've always wanted to do, especially being here on Broadway. I need your, thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, help me out. All the ladies in the house, make some noise. All the fellas in the house, make some noise. All right, now I feel super comfortable. So, one thing that has helped me tremendously, and why I'm up here right now doing this, is to jump off a cliff and build wings on the way down. And that has been my mantra for life. Doing this, taking risks, and right now, I want to scare the shit out of myself. So, I often freestyle rap on my own. This is the first time I'm going to do it publicly. Would you like to hear it? Yes. Right now, I'm going to freestyle off the top of my head. And if I think too much, this flow will be dead. But instead, I'll give you a journey of my past. And I'll make sure to make it fast. I used to live in a prison, having a fear of what others were thinking. But then I found a new mentality. It set me free. And it's called ZFG. That's zero fucks given. In the past, I was driven by about my addiction, and that kept me hidden from living my life vision. But now I've been given wisdom, and I'm driven to be free of inhibition. And I hope you listen, because one thing I want for you is to be true and to not give a shit about what others think of you. That was it. I want to thank you guys for making me super comfortable tonight. I love you and I appreciate you. Cheers.
Let's get a hug, brother. AJ Mihrzad! Kick off this big show, and we learned a lot. You learn a lot about my entrepreneur friends here tonight. One thing we've learned is if you want a picture of AJ Schmeckel, all you gotta do is ask, because he won't send it to you unsolicited, but if you ask, he's got dick pics running all over town. So, anyways, give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you guys so much.